wrench fab here. So not only is this something a bit new and different when it comes to welding machines, but this is also my next raffle prize is from Extreme Plasma. Extreme Plasma has been one of the longest sponsors of the channel, and Rob from Extreme's always really helped me out. This is one of the new machines that Extreme are now stocking. I was planning on doing something a little bit different. I've done a lot of welding machines and I've done a plasma table and welding helmets and stuff. I was thinking, what could I do that is a bit different? But then this came up. The reason I went for this is because this is one welder that is a true multi-process machine that has everything on it. So you get multi-process machines where it's a MIG and you can do a bit of TIG welding with it. You very rarely get a MIG machine that has high frequency start TIG as well, whereas this has MIG, high frequency TIG, AC and DC, full SYNERGIC setup. So this will be the first machine I've ever used that does everything in one. To be able to have one machine where you can TIG weld alley and then MIG weld a bit of roll cage and then TIG weld some stainless exhaust, all with one machine for a good price as well. For the machine, MIG, TIG, torch and regulator, I think it's 1800. The pedal you have to buy on top of that. So you've got torch control on the torch, nice torch as well. Amperage control on the torch. The MIG torch also has controls on the torch head, so you can make adjustments to the machine without having to touch the machine. What this would be particularly useful for if you're in a car welding up a roll cage or something like that, and you wanted to make some fine adjustments for changing from overhead to, you know, flat or something. That's a nice feature to be able to do it from the torch and not have to get out of the car and make adjustments on the machine. Get a regulator. If you're going to run 2 bottles, because you're obviously going to have pure argon for the ACDC and the TIG, and then you're going to have an argon CO2 mix for the MIG. So if you are going to run 2 bottles, you're going to need 2 regulators, unless you want to keep swapping the regulators over. There is also a trolley available for this, which is big enough for 2 bottles. That's the foot pedal. I've also got a Power Weld flip and grind welding helmet, which will be going to the winner as well. So you've got everything you need to get going. Let's have a look. See this? I don't know if you can see the whole inside screen flips up. So that's a pretty funky helmet. I'm not going to test it out because I want it to be brand new for whoever wins it. But instruction manual, we don't need that. We do need that. Another good feature of this machine is it takes a 15 kilo roll of wire, which I think's always a benefit because you're not always changing the wire out so quick, and it's cheaper if you buy it in 15 kilo rolls than it is if you buy the 5 kilo rolls. So I'm putting a 16 amp plug on this, but it's 240, so you could put a normal 13 amp house plug on here. And obviously it's going to work fine, but you may blow the fuse if you are running this at its maximum capacity. MIG SYNERGIC, so this is going to be just normal steel, and then you just pick your gas. So that's mixed gas, argon, CO2, straight CO2. Wire size, you just pick your wire. This is very sort of idiot proof so far. 2T, 4T, that's where the trigger latches on or off. So 2T, you press it, it welds, you let go, it stops. 4T, you press it once, it will continue to weld until you press it again and it will stop. Material thickness, then you just set with your adjuster there, and then that gives you all your settings, and then it looks like you can fine tune your voltage. You've got an inductance setting as well. You can fine tune your wire feed. So it'll be interesting to see how close these SYNERGIC settings are, because that's one thing I've found with different machines is some of them are quite good with the SYNERGIC settings and some aren't so close. So I can making fine adjustments to my wire feed speed there with the side buttons, and then I can make fine adjustments to my voltage. That's a really cool feature. So you just press and hold this middle one, takes you back to the main menu. So, right, let's start with some MIG welding. Some 2mm. Right, so I'm just going to go MIG SYNERGIC, FE, gas mix, 0.8 wire, 2T, 2mm. Done. We should be good to go. That was 2mm SYNERGIC settings, just as they're recommended on the machine. Now we got some thicker stuff. 6mm. So you got great results on 2mm and 6mm. It goes up to 8mm thickness on SYNERGIC. The bit everyone's been waiting for is the ACDC TIG. So let's do some alley. TIG. Manual TIG, auto TIG. We'll see what that comes up with. 2T, tungsten diameter. I've never even used a TIG welder that has this kind of setup. Aluminium, we'll do some alley. How thick? So this has given me basically a starting point for welding 3mm alley, 120 amps, 5 seconds post flow, no downslope. So that's welded completely on the auto settings. I haven't had to make any adjustments to the balance or anything really. I just changed the settings to use a foot pedal. Done some alley with the foot pedal. Now I'm going to do some set up the torch. Now I'm going to do some stainless with the pulse. So as you can see, I'm just making fine amperage control with the torch buttons there. So So that's the pulse function on stainless, and that's basically just like laying the wire in and then just letting the pulse over the top of the wire, and that's the kind of result you get from that. You can't knock that. Alright, so there's an example anyway of all the main ones that, you know, most people are going to be using, but there is loads of stuff on here that we haven't used. This is flux core programs, so again it's the same, you know, same very basic setup. That's one thing that stands out about this machine, is just how easy it is to run through everything. So you've got your flux core, aluminium, stainless steel, normal steel, and this is all your SYNERGIC. MIG manual, the TIG we did manual setup with the pulse, and then we did the auto setup, which again, all this I think is just really easy and straightforward to use. Stick welding, it's there if you need it. Again, very basic and simple to use. Yeah, my overall impression is it's really good. Does everything that it says that it should do. The SYNERGIC settings are really close, so you know you can literally set your material size and weld. So if you're a beginner, it's you don't even need to know how to set a welder up. It does it all for you, and it will put you basically where you need to be. There's an auto function for absolutely everything, or if you want to go in a bit more advanced and fine-tune everything, you've got the option to do that as well. You've got everything you need with super simple setup. What more can I say really? So as I said earlier, I'm going to be raffling this whole setup off. This one's just going to be UK only because the machine is 240 volt. You'll get the full machine, helmet, everything you need to get going. Roll of wire, a few OHFAB goodies. So all the details to the raffle will be in the description box. If you just want to buy one, then you can go direct to Extreme Plasma and buy it straight from there. I'll put a link in the description which will take you to the Extreme Plasma web page, and if you do end up buying a welder or anything else from there, just give OHFAB a mention. You don't know how much I want to peel all the plastic film off, especially this one. I'm not going to do it though. I'll leave it for the whoever wins it. It's going to be it for this one. Just watching. See you on the next one.